A very good day to you all. I'm Prabhani from Provincial Department of Education, Southern Province. My research topic is the impact of school administration strategies on academic achievement of low-performing secondary level students in Southern Province. These are the contents of my presentation. And moving to the background to the problem, GCE O-level examination results from 2017 to 2019 in Southern Province shows 20 to 30% of overall student failures in each education zone, and it is depicted by table 1, and also 8 to 34% of failures in is reported in core subjects as it is depicted in table 3. So there should be number of reasons for this situation, and it will be worth to study the impact of school administration strategies on the academic achievement of low-performing secondary level students. So moving to the literature review, according to Ondiki and Ordo in 2015, there is a strong relationship between education management and students' academic performance. And according to Lathwood, Lewis K. and Wardstone in 2004, an effective school principal assures students' progress. If such educational programs were made interesting to the teachers and students, teaching and learning would become much enjoyable. This is the viewpoint of Ramberger, Russell, Ditchest, and Eric in 2003. An effective head teachers in schools as individuals who are well organized, task-oriented, action-oriented, skilled in work, and dedicated to get things done. This is the viewpoint of Lena in 2050. And according to Brookover in 1979, successful elementary head teachers frequently visit classrooms, present innovative programs and techniques to the staff, leading to high effectiveness in the school operations. Further, in 2001, Edmund says regular class supervision promotes curriculum goals. In 2005, according to Boyan, the successful schools in examination performance have principals who are strong programmatic leaders. And in 2015, Muharo says failure of this close monitoring is a factor which could contribute to poor performance in national examinations. And there are two objectives of my study. First one is based on principals' perceptions to identify the causes related to school administration which affect the low achievement levels of low-performing secondary level students, LPSLs. And the second one is based on teachers' perceptions to identify the causes related to school administration which affect the low achievement levels of LPSLs. Moving to sample selection, data collection methods, and data analysis, a purposive sample of 9 schools was selected out of the provincial schools in the uprise education zone, which have more than 50 students in grade 11 classes, representing 20% of total percentage population. And the sample was 9 principals from 9 provincial schools, 2 teachers from each of the above 9 schools teaching grade 11 classes. And the data collection methods were using quantitative data as well as qualitative data. And 2 survey questionnaires were disseminated, including 10 to 12 questions for quantitative data and 1 question in each of the questionnaires to collect qualitative data. And the data analysis was done using MS Excel 2016 package. And these are the details of the selected schools in Akuras education zone. And these are the 2 survey questionnaires used for principals and the teachers. And going to the results and discussion, according to principal's view on priority given to support the lower performing students and the effectiveness of the academic plan prepared to support the academic achievement of the students, these 2 graphs have been drawn. And according to this, 30% of the principals do not give high priority to support the lower performing students and do not believe that they have an effective academic plan to support the academic achievement of LPSLS, lower performing secondary level students. And involvement of school administration in addressing the physical and mental imbalance of the LPSLs and to minimize disturbances for LPSLs due to their engagement in co-curricular activities such as sports, music, arts, scouting, etc. The results are like this: 40% of the principals and 60% of teachers say school administration does not give high priority to address physical and mental imbalances of LPSLs and do not intervene sufficiently to minimize the impact of co-curricular activities in this regard. And referring to the involvement of school administration in addressing the literacy problems of LPSLs, 30% of the principals and 50% of teachers believe that school administration does not give high priority to improve LPSLs and their literacy levels. And move into the involvement of school administration in addressing the memorization problems of the LPSLs. 50% of the principals and 80% of the teachers believe that they do not address the memorization problem of the LPSLs to a high extent. And moving to involvement of school administration addressing the absence of education expectations of the LPSLs of the schools and the less attendance of the LPSLs. 30% of the principals and 40% of teachers believe that school administration have limited involvement in improving education expectations of LPSLs and do not pay high attention to the issue of low attendance of LPSLs, lower performing secondary level students. And the involvement of school administration addressing the family related problems such as less support, less motivation, poverty of the LPLS and the social problems of them. These are the results. 20 to 30% of principals and 25% of teachers believe that school administration does not give high priority to address family or social problems related to the LPSLS. And involvement of school administration preparing a student-friendly learning atmosphere at the school targeting LPSLS is shown in using the two graphs at the top of the slide. According to that, 60% of principals and 70% of teachers believe that school administration is not sufficiently involved in preparing a student-friendly learning atmosphere in the schools for LPSLs. And involvement of school administration preparing the economy related problems of the LPSLs. The result is like this: 50% of principals and 40% of teachers believe that they pay less attention to the economical problems of the LPSLs. So these are the quantitative results and findings of my study. Most of the actions, activities, and programs organized are focused on grade 11 students who are very close to face the exam. And less attention is paid to take precautions for grade 6 to 10 students who are in initial stage to address the causes for low achievement levels. And most of the programs implement do not find a long-lasting solution to the problem of LPSLs. And further, the corrective measures suggested by teachers and principals to improve the status of LPSLs are like health and nutritional camps, literacy programs, awareness programs on social problems to parents and students, assisting less economical families, student motivational programs, guidance and counseling programs, and etc. So these programs were suggested by only few principals and teachers. And these are the conclusions of my study. The principals as administrators of each unit of school pay less priority to address the causes for poor academic performance of lower performing secondary level students, LPSLS. And the teachers are also in agreement with the above findings, where they believe that the current intervention given by the school administration is not sufficient to cater the demand. And my future works will be like this. It can be recommended a more detailed study to be done to identify suitable corrective actions to improve the performance of LPSLs in relation to school administration. And secondly, a more objective and collaborative approach involving both teachers and principals is needed, which may be administered by the zonal and provincial educational authorities. And these are my acknowledgements to the Provincial Director of Education Southern Province and the Additional Director of Education Development Southern Province, Zonal Director, Development Director, and the Divisional Directors of Education of the Zonal Education Office Akurasa. Principals and teachers of the schools participated in the survey, as well as especially my husband, children, and all the family members for their all commitments. And these are the references of my study.